Hiya. If you're a heavy drinker, alcoholic like me, you've got to listen to this because there's no break from alcohol. In fact, I've found holidays make things worse. I'm going to go through a couple of things here where I was asked to go to Crete. I've never been to Crete before, it's years ago now. And the person I'd met didn't know the extent of my drinking. She drank, but not to the extent that I was drinking. And when you're in a routine, you know where you're going to get your drink, you know how much you're drinking, you're quite set really in this sort of rut. You're in this rut of, I'm going to do this tomorrow, I'm going to do that tomorrow. It becomes very similar. You know you're going to go out at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever, see your friends, have a couple of drinks, lunchtime, come back, get some more supplies, maybe have a bite to eat if you're well enough, and go out at night again. And when somebody says you're going to go on holiday, and you think, wow, how am I going to get my supplies is the first thing. How am I going to hide my addiction? It's very stressful. It's a full-time occupation really doing this. So as I came close to the holiday, I'm panicking more and more. So you're okay for this? So he said, yeah, I'm fine. I had massive anxiety about flying anyway, which is brought on by alcohol. I fly fine now. So eventually got to the date. I thought, wow, I'm going to have a few drinks before I meet her. It was an early morning flight. Went around in a taxi and said, oh, you're bright and breezy. Because I'd been up early, had a few drinks, a few cans of lager. And I sort of planned ahead. I thought, I'll have a few drinks at the airport in the morning. A lot of people do that. I'll not look too out of place. Have a couple on the plane. As soon as I get there, I'll identify some places I can get some drink and maybe hide it a little bit, at least get some in the apartment. So we sat at the airport, a couple of Guinnesses then, and all I used to drink was lager, maybe the odd Guinness, lager and Guinness. If I did any spirits or wine. Tried them, didn't like them. So I'm sitting with a couple of pints of Guinness, and it came over the telling me, the information board, flight, whatever it was, ABC 123 to Crete is delayed. Go on tech, I think, like 5 hours delay, and I think, wow. I would sit here for 5 hours and just sip this drink. I couldn't sip it, could I? There was a couple of bars in the airport. So I just said, just stay, I'll go and get a little present or something. I spent a fortune just wandering about, buying little things. But really what I was doing was going for another drink. To keep me topped up. But obviously the earlier you start drinking, then the more you're going to have during the day. It doesn't just start at 5 o'clock in the morning and stop at 1 p.m. You're going to be in the drink all day. So eventually got on the flight, I had a few by then. Obviously I was tired. The anxiety had gone, obviously. I was thinking, oh, I'm going to be the pilot, as you do when you've had a few drinks. You're flying in your head. So in the plane, I had a few drinks on the plane, a few little cans of beer. Got there and I thought, as soon as we get there, I'm going to have to find out where there's a shop, because these shops in these holiday resorts are always open late. So I identified a couple of shops on the way there, I thought nearby the resort, and I thought, wow, I can get some supplies from there. So the first day was all right. I was just a bit weary, sort of swaying in the wind a little bit. But she'd started a few drinks by 4 p.m. That was her start time. She was a quite heavy drinker actually, but never anything before 4 p.m. Had a meal that night. I felt terrible the next day. Really, really groggy. Not shaken, but just horrible. So she suggested going to the beach. So yeah, it was really, very warm in the morning. It must be 35 degrees by 9 a.m. Oh, I felt terrible. You know, it's like when you're sweating, you shake, and you feel so bad. So he'd gone for breakfast and said, I'll see you at the beach. So I thought, I'll get up and have a couple of cans of beer, woke myself up a little bit, clean my teeth. Did have a shower, just so knackered. Found this shop, and I thought, wow, it's good in here. Get some beers, get some paid under the bed and all that, and put some in my case, usual thing. And went down to the beach, put a few more cans in my rucksack, went down about 11 o'clock and started opening these cans. She said, oh, you're having a drink early, but I'd noticed also a beach bar just on the edge of the beach. So I thought, wow, that's handy, isn't it? So I kept saying, do you want a drink? Oh, it's a bit early for me. So I thought, I'll get one. So you got some in that bag? All the time it's conflict and worry, isn't it? I thought I was going to go to the beach bar. I used to go to the beach bar and really have a couple really quickly. I was just waiting, pretend there's been a queue and that sort of thing. It's all deceit, isn't it? And the stress causes you stress. Getting back at a few of them, this is like the first proper day really. And I drank more and more, fell asleep. I was starting to feel a bit groggy in the heat and all this. Went back to the shower for a meal, and I was slurring my speech a bit by then. And I just had 2 days of alcohol, hadn't I? With no real rest. And had a bit of an argument, this sort of thing. And I went back and had some more drink, and I fell in the shower and cut my head open. Imagine this on the first 48 hours. Ended up going to this Greek hospital, paid the fee, got it stitched up, came back, looked a right mess, right cut down here. I wear huge sunglasses, like women's sunglasses really. I looked a fool, but never mind. When you're drinking, you just got to get a drink. You know, that's all you worry about, just getting a drink. So I had a bit of an argument, and then got separate rooms. That was a good start, wasn't it? So I'm in this other room, just sort of passing by here, really, more or less falling out in the first 2 days. So there I am, drinking more and more and more, in a total mess, ringing friends up and my parents, and I was in a mess, which is crazy, really, isn't it, when you look back. And went back to the hotel that night. It was like a part hotel, and I fell over again, and the bed collapsed, all the slats broke. So I went to the reception, full of bravado, this bed's broken, it's not, you know, it wasn't good enough. They came down and had a look, it says, you've broken it. We can't give you another room. Charged me for the bed, threatened to get the police. I was a bit argumentative, not over the top, but when you've had a drink, you not feel, you know, thinking rationally, you. So I ended up sleeping on the mattress, had this massive gash in my head, was being stitched up. I wear like massive women's sunglasses, really, to keep myself, just looking, no, well, no, I didn't look normal, but you know what I mean? I didn't want people to see this massive gash, get all sunburned and be a mess. I was in a mess anyway. And I sat in the mattress for a day or two, just drank myself into oblivion really for 2 days. And then we got to the airport, and she got back, and I went to the doctor's, got some tablets where you could get diazepam those days, and came off it. But the message really was that nothing makes you feel any better with drinking. When you're in an active addiction, it doesn't matter what you do, whether you go on a holiday, whether you meet somebody, whether you have a nice meal, you can't eat your food properly, you can't live properly, you're just existing at best, you know. And the holiday even was a disaster. You spend money you don't need to spend, you're late for things, you're unreliable. And the whole time I spent there was stress. It's more and more stress. So it's a full-time job just to try and get through the day and not mess up. My anxiety was not having enough stock, and I was always carrying a bag. I had multiple bottle openers in case I couldn't get cans and bottles. I was always thinking ahead, the next step. So my focus wasn't on a relationship or my daughter or having some more money in the bank or changing career or having any future. My focus was purely on having enough alcohol to stop me withdrawing, because years before I tried to stop another seizure. I was very mindful of that, you see. So I always knew I had to have a little bit of alcohol in my system. But to keep that going, you need a system, as it were, to get the alcohol in your system. So I knew when I was at home, the shops I used to go, I knew I could get some delivered. I knew where I could put it in my flat. I lived alone. And I knew all of the system I would work at. A holiday is not a holiday when you're a drinker. You're just in this mode of survival. And the only way you're going to survive is to have more drinks. And it's a really horrendous life. It's a bad life. And sober life is amazing. I've been sober for 5 years now, and my life's taken off. So many benefits to it. When you get one benefit, you get another benefit, and you get add-ons. When you're drinking, you're just going to go downhill very, very quickly. And I know a lot of people my age have had strokes, have had pancreatitis, all sorts of other issues with alcohol. And I'm so pleased to be here and have a second chance at life, really. And the message to you is get sober. Simple as that. I'll do it with you. I'll help you with it. I'll do some one-to-one coaching as well if you're interested. My email address is in the body of the video, on my profile as well. I'll stick it on the description. I've also got a book out, a little ebook, which will help you. If you benefit from the videos, then please subscribe and share them. Anything else you want me to talk about, then please get in touch. I'll speak to you soon.